Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time I'm going to be doing my nails. It's well overdue. I am gonna let some people join the live before I get started, of course, but I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I've been really busy. With the coronavirus, I haven't been doing nails yet since March. I'll be starting back up Monday on June 1st. But I do want to go ahead and do my nails because I'm supposed to be having like a housewarming party this weekend, and I can't have my nails looking like this, y'all. They are sure they're all broken off from me, putting stuff together, cleaning. It's been rough. And finally, I'm able to just sit and relax, and it was time for me to do my nails. So again, good morning to everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I know you guys have missed me, but as soon as I start back doing nails, excuse me, next week, we're going to get back on the, regular routine or schedule to where I'll be posting Monday through Friday. It's been really hard for me trying to, like, the plan was for me to still be doing videos even though I wasn't working, but I just did not have time. But we have some people that have joined. I'm not really going to be able to see everyone's questions as I'm doing my nails because the phone is at the top and I don't have my other phone. But yes, I'm already completely moved into my house. I know people were saying on my Instagram were saying that they wanted to see my new nail room, but I'm actually not going to be moving my nail room. I'm just going to be driving back and forth, which is only like 15 or 18 minutes from here. My house is not that far from here, so it won't be that big of an inconvenience. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna be doing nothing too crazy. It's gonna be more, I think I'll probably do like short or medium nails. I see someone just asked about the website. Right now it is still down. I know it's been a while since I had the website up, but I just need time to, start back doing nails and just get on my regular schedule, and then, sit and start ordering everything for the website. And then also another reason why I haven't ordered much is because, with the coronavirus, everything is being delayed, and I'm scared to sit there and order thousands of dollars of products and then I don't get stuff, because there were a lot of stuff from last time that I ordered and I never received. So I don't, I'd rather wait till things kind of clear up just a little bit as far as the website. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I wish that I could see. Let's see, I'm gonna try to lower this down just a little bit so I can see as people are asking questions. Let's see. Okay, right there. Yeah, right there. Okay, so I can see everyone's messages now. Okay, so this mat, so I need to get a new one, y'all. I know y'all see all this polish and acrylic on here, but this mat is actually a magnet from Vistaprint. So you can just go on there and it's a card magnet, and you just, you literally have to edit it to where I did like all the logos. So I just copy it, like I did one, and then, I like the size of it, so then I copy and pasted it on the whole mat. And they have different sizes. I had another one that was bigger, but it was way too big, so this one is probably like a 12 by 16 maybe. I'm not really sure, but yeah, just go on Vistaprint and just customize it, and it's a car magnet. I'm gonna try to do, right now I just haven't had time to do any videos on the nail trainer. I know someone said could I do videos on the nail trainer, but honestly I just have not had time. But hopefully here soon I'll be able to. Today I think I'm gonna keep it pretty nice and simple. I don't want to do too much, just to where my nails don't look like this, y'all. They look a mess. Like, I'm ashamed to even show y'all my nails. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead, I already washed my hands. I'm just gonna go ahead and sanitize. And y'all, like, I don't know if y'all seen my thing on Instagram, my post on Instagram where I had to go to the clinic yesterday, because the other day as I was putting like my kitchen stuff up, like my knives and everything, I accidentally dropped a knife on my foot, and like I literally looked down and the knife was like sticking right up on my, I think it was like on the top of my foot. So I was like, dang. So it was a little cut and it bled a little bit. So I put a band-aid on it, and then the next day it was purple all around. And then I told my mom, and she's like, you need to go get a tetanus shot. And I was like, well, it don't hurt. And then she was like, you still have to, because she knows somebody that he's actually our neighbor here, and he's really sick from I think he cut himself with with metal or something like that. So I was like, whatever, I'm not gonna go. And then the next day I was pushing down the trash. Yeah, I was like pushing the trash down in my trash can, and there was a can, and I like split my thumb open. So I just took the band-aid off because it was wrapped around my nail. So I'm gonna try to be careful with that. But anyways, right now what I'm doing is just going in and pushing back my cuticles, and this is going to just help with exposing the new growth and help with reducing lifting. As always, you can use any type of cuticle pusher, whether it's plastic, metal, wood, whatever, as long as it can be disinfected or thrown away. And remember, you want to use a new one, or not a new one, but a clean one on each client, or a new one if you're using a wood one. So now after that, I'm gonna go in with my e-file. You guys know that I've been using the Melody Susie Scarlet Nail Drill for a really long time now, and it works really good. So if you're in the market for a nail drill, I definitely recommend this one. And after the live, I'll be sure to leave the link down in the description, or if you go to any of my other videos, it will be on there, as well as the promo code. But again, this one is really, really good. Again, that's by Melody Susie. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this drill bit off, and I'm gonna switch it out for my sanding bands. So let's see, so I'm gonna take that off, and these are the 180 sanding bands, and you just replace it. You want to make sure that you use one after, or sorry, that you switch it out after each client. And this one looks like it's a little ripped, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw that one out. But yeah, you switch this one out after each client. And then this one I'm gonna use at like 5,000 RPMs. You don't want to use this one too fast, because we're literally just going in and removing the shine from the natural nail. We're not going in to thin down the nail or anything. We're literally just removing the shine from the nail. And then I also like to use this one to kind of file my free edge. That way it kind of saves me a little time, because I don't have to go in there and trim them down and then file them with the hand file. I can just do this all at once. But as always, go from the right side over to the left side, going back and forth, just getting rid of the shine. You guys know that our body produces a lot of oils. Those oils happen to be on our nail bed, so we just have to go in and get rid of the shine. So again, from the right side all the way over to the left side, going back and forth, following my free edge. Okay, just like that. So have you guys started back working? I know with the coronavirus, a lot of places are still closed. I know they let us start working, what was it, April? Was it April? No, in May. They let everyone start back working in May. I think it was like May 6th, but at that time I still wasn't done like closing on my house. I think we weren't going to close until like the 11th. And I was like, should I start back? Should I not? And I decided, I was like, I was already having problems with like my anxiety, and I was just stressed out. And I was like, if I decide to do nails, I'm going to be even more stressed out. So I decided to not start back until June 1st, which is next week. And it came a lot sooner than I was expecting, because it took a lot longer for my dad to finish painting my house and doing my cabinets and everything. So we literally only been at the house for maybe, like actually moved in for maybe, I think 4 nights. So not that long. But I was thinking about, moving back my date that I start, maybe by like a week. But I'm like, no, I feel like I'm completely moved into where I don't have, I wish I could, but my clients are literally dying for me to come back. But yeah, so again, I'm just removing the shine. Let's see. But yeah, so it's going to be hard, going from not working for 2 months to getting back, just basically getting back on my regular routine. Okay, so now same thing on the other hand. So again, going around the cuticle area first from the right side. And it is a little bit harder when I'm doing my right hand with my left hand, but it's the same motion. And remember that if you're a beginner, if you need to slow your drill down even more, that's completely fine. Use it at a speed that you're comfortable with. Just because I use it at 5 or 10 or 15,000 RPMs don't mean that you have to use it at the same. The way to get comfortable is by really just using it and playing with the speeds. If you feel like it's going too fast, just slow it down a little bit. And then like say it's going too fast and you like slow it down, and then you just look at, you find the speed and it's like, oh, like I like this speed. Just look at the speed. So next time whenever you go to use it, you just go, you know, back to that speed. And then, you know, after a while of doing nails, you're gonna get more comfortable, you're gonna get, you know, more practice, and you're gonna be able to speed up, you know, the entire process, really, not even just your drill, but you're gonna be able to cut back on time, whether it's shaping or anything. Like, you find, you know, little tricks here and there that just help with speeding up the process. But I know for me, when I first started, I was like, I was in high school, and there was, I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about it, but I was a part of Skills USA, which was, or it's a basically like a competition through my high school, or it's an organization that has competitions, and nails was one of them. So I was practicing for the nail competition, and we were timed. So, you know, like, I would set the timer and like try to beat it every time, until I got down to like an hour. And that's really what helped me. So, you know, even if you have to do that and time yourself and try to beat the time every time, that's completely fine as well. But for me right now, a set, like on a client, I book all my sets for an hour and 30 minutes. Now, I do have clients that get their nails like super, super long. So those I book for like 2 hours. But you would know, you know, like what people take you longer, or what. So, but other than that, like, all of my sets I book for an hour and 30 minutes. And then other people, some people I book for 2 hours. But, you know, the only way to know is really by just doing them, and then just see what works for you. Oh, yeah, I feel like it's been so long since I've done nails. Oh, that's it. I might have to book all my clients for 2 hours when I come back Monday, because I feel like, you know, after you stop doing something for a while, or when you haven't done something for a while, it feels brand new. That's how I'm feeling right now. Okay, so after I finish removing the shine, I'm just going to go ahead and take another look at my nails and make sure that I don't have any little shiny spots anywhere on the nail, because if not, I will get lifting. So they look pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and dust them off. Yeah, this is the Melody Susie Scarlet Nail Drill, which I do highly recommend. Somebody said, can I do a greet and meet? Y'all, like, I literally, okay, so like, I think I've done, and I wouldn't even call it like a greet and meet. I've met some people in Miami. I've met people in Las Vegas. And I think that it was somewhere else, I feel like. I can't remember where else it was. But, you know, I don't want people to, I don't even know how to explain it, but I don't consider myself like famous or better than anyone, I guess I could say. So like, the people that I have met, it's like a casual, you know, like conversation, like basically as if I was your friend. Like, I don't know if anyone that I've met here is watching, but it's literally like really chill the times that I've met people. Like, I rather do like little small gatherings than doing any sort of like, you know, you like the usual gritty meets that you see famous people doing, I guess I could say. Oh yeah, I've done the one in Dallas. I forgot it. Someone said you had came to Dallas. Yes, I did the one in Dallas, which was my very first one. I met Angel in Miami. It was just me and her. And then I did another one in Las Vegas here recently. Okay, but anyways, now I'm gonna be applying my nail tips. So I'm just going to use my natural nail tips. And remember that when you're applying nail tips, you want to make sure that the nail tips fit exactly from sidewall to sidewall. You don't want to get something that's too big to where it's hanging off and it's touching your skin. You literally want it to fit from sidewall to sidewall. And your sidewalls are right here, right there. So as you can see, this one kind of touches the skin. Let's see this one. And this one, as you can see, is way too small. So you don't want to have to force the nail down. You literally just, again, sidewall to sidewall. And sometimes if the big one, like if the bigger one is too big and the other smaller one is too small, always go with the bigger one and then just file it down on the side. So this one is not too big, but I'm just going to, you know, file it just a little bit. Let's see, just like that. And then I'm using my KDS glue, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply that right on the tip. Y'all, my glue's been sitting here for so long that it's probably dried up. Let's see. There we go. I'm trying to, let me see. Let's see. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the glue, and y'all, like, never mind. I'm just gonna let y'all handle that. But anyways, now I'm gonna go ahead and apply the nail tips, and I'm just using, again, the KDS glue, and this one I feel like it's been sitting here for a little bit too long. It's still working, but I may need to throw it out. It felt a little bit thick. But again, make sure that you apply them from sidewall to sidewall. So you can see this one is touching my skin just a little bit on the side. So I'm going to go down a size to this one, which is a number 5. Yeah, this glue is definitely a little thick. And make sure that when you apply the nail tips that you're holding your finger like super, super straight. That way, you know, you don't apply the nail on crooked. So next, I'm going to go up to the next size. As you can see, it fits perfectly. Let me go ahead and get another glue. Well, never mind. I thought I had some in here, but I don't. And I don't feel like getting up. So I'm just going to thug it out with this one. As far as my shape, you guys know that I love my coffin, so most likely that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do them too long. I'm gonna do maybe like a medium length, because when I start back doing nails, like, I want to be able to, you know, do everything. Even though, like, I can work with longer nails, but I feel like everything just kind of takes, you know, just a tad bit longer. Yeah, if you don't want me, like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to do a video and not talk. Like, how am I supposed to teach people without talking? So if you don't like it, you know, you can log off, you know. But for everyone else, thank you guys for sitting here and watching. But yeah, if you feel like I'm talking too much, like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to teach you without me talking. Like, do you just want to say, okay, apply the tips? Okay, file. Like, no, like, I have to explain. I have to be able to, you know, get through to you guys that are trying to learn. But anyway, same thing on the other hand. So again, y'all remember, it's really, really important that you apply the correct size tips. If you apply them too big, then the nails are going to pop off really, really easily. And then if you apply them too big also, you know, they're just not going to look right. Your fingers are going to look like super bulky. Okay. Yeah, I tried, but y'all, it won't. I don't know. I think it lets you put people on timeout. But I don't know if that worked. Let's see. Y'all, after I'm done doing this, like, why did anybody tell me that when you get a house, like, you never finish shopping? Like, I've literally been grocery shopping like 4 times, and then every time I get home, I'm like, oh, I forgot this. And then it's like, I probably have spent like over $1,000 on just groceries, but yet my refrigerator is still empty. Like, how? And my mom's like, see, she's like, that's what I always try to tell y'all. She was like, every time I go grocery shopping, y'all think that I didn't bring nothing, but I spent a whole bunch of money. She was like, but that's how it is. But yeah, I have to go shopping after I finish doing my nails. I want to go get a few more decorations. I know people were saying, like, people on my Instagram were asking for like a tour video, which I wasn't planning on doing one, but I know, you know, it's like my little Instagram and YouTube family. So if you guys are interested, I would definitely, you know, be more than glad to do it. Because I'm pretty proud of what I've done, you know, as far as like my decorations, you know, I feel like I did a pretty good job. I was just telling my boyfriend yesterday, I'm like, I like every time I talk about it, it's like my house, my house, my house, but you know, that I don't mean it's just my house, it's our house, but it's just a habit. But he's like, your house? And I'm like, well, I like my decorating. Like, you didn't do any decorating. I put everything together, so I'm proud of my decorating. Sana, who was that? Let's see. Sanaida Castro. I use the alpha brushes, which I'll show you here in a bit, but I really, really like them and they last me a really long time. So I definitely recommend the alpha brushes, and I'll be sure to leave the link down below. Let's see. These nail tips are the same ones that I sell on my website. Again, my website is currently down for restocking, but once I get back on my regular schedule, I'll be sure to, you know, keep you guys updated on the website. But okay, so now after that, I'm gonna let's see, somebody said, can I use a 280 grit for shaping? 280 might be too fine. You need something that's a little bit more coarse, because with a 240 you're gonna be sitting there filing all day. So I would definitely recommend to do a 100 or 180 hand file. But now I'm gonna go ahead and cut them down, and y'all, I think this is the hardest part, because you don't want to do it too short, you also don't want to do it too long. So it's better to go long and then, you know, be able to cut them down, because once you go short you can't go back. But let's see, I think I'm gonna do them like right there. Hold on. Like right there, maybe. I guess. So let's see. Okay, this one is a little bit longer. Okay. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. And then after I after I cut them down and stuff, I think it'll be good. Or not cut them down, but like shape them up. I think they'll be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut them down, cut the other hand down, and measure them against each other. So as you can see, this one is still a little bit longer, so I'm gonna go down just a little bit more. Okay, like that. Okay, so when somebody said, how long did it take me to build my clientele? Honestly, I can't really just give you a time frame, because I do not remember how long it took, because some of my clients that I had back then, like, you know, it was a lot of, because I was what, 16 when I first started doing nails. So a lot of them were like, you know, people my age, and they kind of just get their nails done for like their birthday, graduation, whatever. But then I also had like the older people that would keep coming. But I just cannot like remember how long it actually took. But you know, I do have a video on how to gain your clientele, which is really just, you know, being consistent, and, you know, advertising yourself. But okay, now I'm going in and just cutting down the sides of my nails into a coffin shape. That way, whenever I go in to shape, is going to save me a little bit of time. So as you can see, I'm just cutting the sides down. Hopefully when I file, I don't hurt myself. But yeah, I'm just cutting down the sides, and I'm going to do them pretty narrow, maybe. Let's see. Y'all need to get like new nail clippers as well. I just noticed that. I usually keep my nails long for a pretty long time. I usually do maybe 4 fills before I take them off. This last set I took it off because, you know, with everything that I was doing at the house, I kept hurting my nails. And then it, like, right after I took my nails, that's when we started like moving our furniture and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm so, like, it was times where I would hurt myself, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad, you know, I took my nails off, because that would have hurt. But yeah, I took them off maybe like last week. I did a soak off, and y'all, I haven't posted. I did record, you know, my soak off, but I forgot to post it. I'll probably still do it. I just have to edit it. Okay, so just like this. So as you can see, I kind of cut them into a coffin shape. That way, whenever I go into file, it's not going to take that long. So I'm just going to go in from the sidewall towards the free edge, going in at a 90-degree angle. And it's all about the way that you hold your file. You don't want to hold your file like this. You don't want to hold it like that. Literally holding it at a 90-degree angle from the sidewall to the free edge. And since it's already basically a coffin shape, we're not having to do too much filing. But remember, it's all about the way that you hold your file, especially once it comes to filing the free edge. You hold it again at exactly a 90-degree angle, not like this, not like that, because if you do it like this, you're gonna file off the corner, so it's gonna round your nail off. So just make sure that you hold it at exactly a 90-degree angle. That way it's like super straight. Let me see. I think I don't want to go too narrow, but I also don't want them like, you know, too wide. I'm still trying to think, like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm literally sitting here doing my nails, and I don't even, like, have not one clue of how I'm going to do them. Okay, and now I'm just going in and blending the nail tip right in the middle. So that way, whenever I apply acrylic, if I apply the clear acrylic, you're not going to be able to see that really harsh smile line. Same thing for the rest, just going in at a 90-degree angle, y'all. Super important. I cannot stress that enough, but it's all about the angle of your file. And then also for these, if you have to, like for me, usually, you know, it's hard to just go, especially on the other hand, it's hard to kind of get it super straight by holding it like this. So if you have to hold your finger at the end of the table and filing the free edge at a 90-degree angle, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me turn this over. So if you have to hold your finger at the end of the table like this and file at a 90-degree angle, that's completely fine as well, because that way you're able to get it super straight, as you can see there. This file is a 100 nail file. So just blending it right in the middle. And same thing for the rest. So as you can see, this right here is thicker or wider than my nail bed. So that way, that's why we have to go in and just even this and the tip out. You want it to be super straight. So we're going to go in and do the same. So as you can see, we evened it out with the free edge, just like that. So we don't have any nail hanging off, you know, the nail bed or anything. So same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to do the free edge. Okay, and then blending it in. Someone said, does the Mia Secret monomer goes well with Valentino powder? Yes, because that's actually what I've been using since I got my Valentino products, and that's actually what I'm going to be using today as well. But yeah, so the rest of the nails, we're going to basically do the exact same thing, filing at a 90-degree angle on the sides as well as the free edge. And make sure, again, that when you're doing this, you're really just paying attention to what you're doing. You want to sit here and watch your shape, because you will be able to see your shape change as you're filing. That way you don't over file, you know, on one side, because then you don't want your nail to be crooked. But again, what really helps me get the free edge super straight is just holding my finger on the edge of the table. And like I said, you're going to be able to find things, you know, here and there that kind of help you, you know, make things a little bit better. But it's just a matter of, you know, just practicing and just figuring things out. I don't want to say on your own, but, you know, everybody has their own way of doing things that work for them and that makes them feel comfortable. Okay, so if you see this now, it's kind of, you know, leaning a little bit to this side. So what I want to do is, instead of filing more on that side, I'm going to file more on this side to kind of even it out. And it wasn't bad, you couldn't really tell, but it would have bothered me. But just like that, and then blending the nail tip right in the middle. I'm trying to figure out, making sure that these aren't too, no, they're not too long. Y'all, these are so short. Okay. Let's see. Somebody said, do your pink with white 3D flowers. Yo, I cannot do 3D art for anything in the world. Like, I've tried before. I've tried to like sit there and learn and watch videos, and I just, every time I give up. Like, it's just so hard for me. It's like, it looks so easy when other people do it, but then it's so freaking hard for me to do. So I've always just given up. Like, that's one thing that I cannot do. I wish I could because they're really pretty, but I don't know how to. Yeah, my mom is so loud. I'm thinking about just doing like a plain acrylic, you know, look, since I have all the Valentino products or acrylics. Hold on. I want you guys to be able to see me. No, I don't. I was doing FaceTime classes for a while, but I'm not anymore. I just don't have time for it right now. And then also the press-on nails, that was only temporarily before I got the house. But right now, y'all, I just do not have time for that anymore. And then, you know, now that I'm about to start back working on Monday, like, I'm really not going to have time at all for anything. Whenever you accidentally file too much on one side, the best thing to do is just take the nail off by soaking it off and just reapplying it, because then it's going to be really, you know, it's just going to be crooked. Your nail is going to be crooked and you don't want it to be crooked. So the best thing to do is just go ahead and take it off, because a lot of the time, unless you change the shape, like say I was doing coffin and I filed too much on one side, then maybe I could change them to stiletto. But other than that, you know, it's not really much you can do unless you take it off. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe doing an ombre. I haven't done that in a while, and it's really, you know, simple and cute, and you just wear that with anything. I just had pink acrylic the last time, so I don't want to really do all pink. Tie-dye, I don't know that I want that many colors on my nails. I just want to keep it really neutral. Y'all, is anybody on here from Miami or live in Miami? Because I'm supposed to be going to Miami. Well, I was supposed to be going in March for spring break, but then that's when the coronavirus started and everything, you know, had to be canceled. And then my hotel, they didn't let me reschedule. I mean, they didn't give me a refund. They only let me reschedule, which was crazy. And they only gave me up until August to reschedule. So I was rescheduled for like July 6th through the 10th. And I don't know, like, is it good to go now? Like, I know the coronavirus is still, you know, going around. So I don't know if I, you know, should still go, or should I just take my loss? Because, again, like, they only let me reschedule. And they didn't want to give me my refund. Aaliyah, so it's everything open, like the beaches and stuff? Or, you know, is it not? Basically, like, is it worth going? Like, yes or no? See, and then the only thing about that is, like, my clients are going to be like, girl, you just came back and you already finna take off again. But it's either I go or I lose my money from the hotel. Okay. Well, see, once like, they let me reschedule, but in August is my boyfriend's birthday, so we usually go somewhere in August. So I didn't want to like have 2 trips in August. That's why I just said July. But they said once I like pick that day, I won't be able to change it anymore. So like I said, it's like I either go in July or I just lose my money. No, see, they're not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna be able to reschedule. And even that day, y'all, when I called, cause I booked through Expedia, and I had to wait like literally 7 hours to get on the phone with somebody. So at that point, I'm like, look, just as long as I don't lose my money, like, you know, what can I do? And there's just, they're literally like, you either reschedule or cancel with no refund, which was crazy because it's like, you know, y'all know what's going on. So, but whatever. Now I'm going to go in. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go. Michelle, what was your question? Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the primer, and I'm using my Young Nail Protein Bond, and I'm applying this on the natural nail. Somebody said, how do you break in your alpha brush? Okay, so honestly, the last time that I broke a alpha brush in, all I did was dipped it in my monomer and wiped it off, and then dipped it back in the monomer, wiped it off, and just kept doing that. But make sure that you don't like, because I know the and I had a video, but like the instructions that alpha brush give you are not really good. Like it tells you to basically like do this to your brush and stuff, and it kind of messed up my brush, so I stopped doing that. So I literally just dip my brush into the monomer, wipe it off, dip it back in, wipe it off, and that helps get rid of that resin that's in your brush. And that resin is just what they use to keep the bristles together, you know, to put them in the little plastic tube. But I would say just go ahead and use monomer. I can't check my Instagram right now. I don't have my other phone. Like, I would have to get off this live to check my Instagram. Let me see. Did Michelle? I know Michelle said she had a question. I think for my hotel, it's like $600 that I would be losing. So, yeah. So, the dapping dish that I'm using is just this little glass dapping dish, and you just have to be careful, you know, when you're using it so it doesn't tilt over. And then also I have these right here, and I didn't know I still had a little monomer, so I'm just using this one. But these are a little bit bigger, as you can see, and it's, you know, the diameter is also bigger. But let's see what I'm going to do. Let's see. I think this is my clear, so I'm gonna use my clear. Let's see. If I can find my white, Luxe White, I'm gonna use this one. And then I guess this, I don't know, y'all. It comes with some. Catherine, what's your question? I'm sorry if I can't see your questions. Like, it's so many comments coming through that I get lost. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to find a comment. Okay, so if you have shaky hands, like if you naturally have shaky hands, I honestly don't know what you can do. If it's out of just like being nervous, all I can say is, you know, just take a deep breath and just try to calm down. But if it's something that you naturally do, because I know my sister, she has really shaky hands, and, you know, like I mean, there's nothing that she can do about it. Let's see. Wait. Yeah, as a beginner, Michelle, as a beginner, you know, you are going to take longer. Trust me, the very first set that I ever did took me about 4 hours. And when I first started doing those, it was taking me like 3 hours. But people just have to understand, you know, just let them know like I'm a beginner and it's, you know, taking me a long time. But, you know, just bear with me. And that's really all you can do. Okay, I'm not going to use this one because this one has glitter and I just want a solid white. But, yeah, all you can do is, you know, just let them know ahead of time so they know what to expect. But, you know, you're not going to basically, I mean, you know, unless you practice, you're not going to be able to get better. So I would say really, you know, just practice on like your family, like try to find your family to work on. That way you feel more comfortable. I found another pink, which is called Super White. Hopefully this one is just all white. And then the other one that I'm going to be using is this pink that's called Blushing, and then the clear, and these are by Valentino. And I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit more monomer in here. And this is the Mia Secret monomer. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill that up. And I don't always, of course, I don't always fill it all the way up. I just do a little bit, and then if I need to add a little bit more, that's completely fine. Let's see, I'm trying to find another, who is that, Catherine? Let me see if I see your question. What is the cost of the press-on? The nails, the press-on nails that I was doing, they range from, you know, depending on what people wanted, but they were like between 30 and 75, and 30 was like, you know, like 2 designs maybe, and then 75 was like blinged out, like every nail blinged out, like full bling. Okay, so now I'm not gonna be able to really just read the comments. But if you know people want to respond and answer questions as I go, that's completely fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply the acrylic. So for this set, again, I'm gonna do an ombre. So I have the white, the pink, and my clear. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is just do my white, and I'm not gonna do a clear this time underneath because honestly, I feel like I'm gonna leave this pink and white for a while. Because I mean, why not? But I'm just going to go ahead and apply the white on the tips. Let's see. Okay, that was a mess. Hold on. Make sure, okay, so as you can see, like it's a really harsh line in the middle, which is what you don't want. But I'm going to add just a little bit right there to kind of blend it in, because then when you apply your pink, it'll be hard to kind of blend it in the middle because that line is so harsh. So as you can see, I added just a little bit more. I pat it on the sides. That way we don't take away from our shape. Let's see, it looks good on the tip. I just got a little bit too much on this side. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my pink. And this is what this pink looked like, if you guys can see it. Oh, sorry, this is a number 10 alpha brush. As you guys know, this is the one that I always use, and it works really, really good for me. Somebody asked, do I use dip? No, I don't use dip. I never had any of my clients ask me for it, so I never, you know, offered it. I've done it one time on myself, but I honestly, maybe I just didn't do it right, but I wasn't, you know, a big fan of it, to be honest. Okay, it's like some little glitter pieces that I'm trying to take out. But yeah, so this pink is really, you know, light, so I don't want nothing that's too bold, so it's gonna work out fine. But whenever I'm using or doing the ombre, I work with a little bit of product at a time when it comes to doing the back, because I don't want it to get, you know, all on the white. And then also when you blend it in, make sure that you don't brush all the way down to the tip, because again, you don't want to get the pink all the way down to the tip, because then it'll take away from the ombre effect. So just blend it right in the middle. I've been doing nails since 2012, so it's been quite a while. Polygel, I've done polygel on my nails once, and I also have never had any of my clients ask for it. I've just reviewed, like, you know, some from different companies. The only thing I don't like about polygel is that you can't soak it off. You have to file it off, and that's kind of a big turn off for me. Like, I need to be able to soak my nails off. I don't want to sit there and file them off. Okay. So just like that, clean around the cuticle area. Okay, so that's what that nail looks like. Now I'm going to go ahead and encapsulate this with the clear, and this is what it looks like from the side. So as you can see, my tip is still kind of thin, so I'm going to go in and apply that clear right in the middle, brushing most of it down towards the tip to even it out. And then as always, you want to make sure that you have a nice apex, which I'll show you here in a second. Clean the free edge off and the sides. I'm going to apply another bead closer to the cuticle area. And remember that, you know, whether you do the 4-bar method or whatever method you want, you always want to make sure that no matter what, you have a nice apex and a nice thickness at your tip. I kind of needed a little bit more right there, so I went ahead and added just another little bead. But you know, just add product as you need it. So look at your nail from the sides, from the free edge, and just so you can see exactly where you need to add more. So this is what it looks like. That's what my tip looks like. That's what it looks like from the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same on the rest. I'll probably do my pinky blinked out if anything, and I think I'm gonna go ahead, hold on, I touched that one. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that one all pink, my pinky, just because I'm gonna apply bling on it, so it really does not matter. And you guys know that I usually always bling out my pinky. Yeah, my nail keep bumping onto that paper towel. Like I keep scratching a paper towel and I don't want to drop my stuff or spill my stuff. Let's see. I'm going to go in and apply another bead closer to the cuticle area. Okay, and when you're doing this, make sure that you look at the nail. As you can see, I have a little gap here on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a small bead. And make sure that when you see things like that, you don't go in with like a super huge bead. Because for one, you will make the nail super thick. So just that's why I always say just add acrylic as needed. So if you only need a little bit, just add a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to add another small one. Hold on. I'm going to add another small one closer to the tip, like right here. The best drill bit to use as a beginner for around the cuticle area, I would say to get a ceramic drill bit. They're not as sharp, you know, so you're able to go in there without worrying about cutting, you know, yourself or your clients. Okay, I'm gonna go in with another small bead. Y'all, I literally feel like I'm struggling so much because it's been so long since I've done my nails. I'm pretty sure you guys can tell that I'm not really struggling, but I just, y'all, like, it's been so long. Okay, so now the rest are just gonna be ombre. So same thing, doing the white on the tips, and you can really, you know, like I know before, like I would do the pink on all of the, or sorry, the white on all of the tips, and then come back and do the pink, or you can do each one individually, kind of like how I did on the thumb. Just went ahead and did, you know, like the whole ombre, but it's completely up to you. Whatever you feel like it's easier for you is completely fine. But for this, I'm going to go ahead and do all of the tips first. As far as dip, again, I never really use dip, so I don't want to give you, you know, any recommendations on that. But if anybody on here use dip, let us know, you know, like what are the best dip products to use, because some, you know, people are asking. I don't know where this glitter is coming. Oh, I guess the other day I did my sister's nails and I did the blue glitter, the ocean nails, and there's blue glitter everywhere, y'all. Oops, I brought it too far up to the top. Somebody said, how did I learn to do nails, or where was it, where or how? So I started doing nails on my own. I used to get my nails done a lot when I was younger, and it was to the point where, you know, like I would ask for her to do something and she didn't do it exactly how I wanted it. So then eventually I was like, you know what, I can do this. So I started practicing. And then eventually, when I was in high school, I started the cosmetology program when I was a junior, and then I just took it from there. But by the time I started cosmetology school, like I was already doing nails. So I really just learned by watching videos and just practicing a lot, like a lot, y'all. Yeah, and also whenever you're doing this ombre, whenever you apply the acrylic and you're blending it in the middle, just be really, really careful and like really gentle when you're brushing it down. Again, you don't want to brush it down too far because then you don't want to take away from the ombre effect. And then also making sure that we don't get the acrylic on the skin. And if you do, make sure that you wipe it off immediately because then you will get lifting. See? Okay, just like that. And then now I'm going to go in with the clear. And with the clear, this basically just encapsulates both of the colors together. That way, whenever I come back in to file, I'm not going to file the, you know, colored acrylic off. And then also when you see me patting the sides, that's just so the acrylic doesn't take away from my shape. But as you can see, that's what the nail looks like from the side. That's what it looks like from the tip. Yeah. Let's see. So as you can see, like I feel like it's a lot easier if you just go ahead and do your white first and then come back through with your pink. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but you know, again, just do whatever you feel comfortable doing. But when you brush that pink down, be really, really careful and gentle. Don't brush down like too hard. Whenever I got, okay, so as I stated earlier, I did the high school or the cosmetology program in high school. So that was my junior year and sophomore, or sorry, my junior year and my senior year. So that was 2 years. And then the college that I went to, it wasn't just like a regular cosmetology school. It's like a technical school. So their schedule is like basically like, you know, whenever the high schools, elementary schools are out on vacation, we were too. So it takes a lot longer there. But I wasn't in a rush because I knew that after I finished there, I was still going to do my associate's degree. And you know, then after that I was going to do my instructor's license, and to do my instructor's license I had to be 21. So even if I would have went to a regular school, like I still would have had to wait in order to get my instructor's license. So it took me what, like 3 years to get it. But again, it doesn't take that long. It just took longer because I did it in high school and because I went to a technical college. But if you just go to a regular beauty school, I believe for nails it's like maybe a couple of, like maybe 8 months. And for cosmetology, I believe it's like 11 months. But it all depends on what school you go to. All schools are different. They all have a different schedule. And then each state requires different, you know, hours as well. Here in Arkansas, for your cosmetology license, they require you have 1,200 hours. And those are hours that you literally have to clock in. So cosmetology is not something that you can do online because it's so hands-on. Like you're literally having to do, you know, of course, haircuts, hair color, roller sets, all that stuff. So it's not so. I know people ask me all the time, like, can I do it online? And it's like, no, you can't. Okay, I had to add a little bit more to this one on the tip because it was still a little bit thinner. Now I feel like I probably should have went a little bit darker on the pink, but it'll be okay. Not too bold, I guess. Let me see. The pink that I'm using is Blushing from Valentino, and then the other one, the white is Super White, and then the clear, all by Valentino, and the monomer is by Mia Secret. So applying the clear in the middle, I'm sorry, the pink in the middle, patting it down, then brushing it down to blend it in. And clean up the sides if you need to. And again, make sure that you only work with a little bit of product when you're doing this, because if not, you're gonna get the pink all over the place. My favorite brand of acrylic, I really like Mia Secret, you know, especially if you're a beginner. It's really affordable and really easy to work with. Valentino is really good as well. I wouldn't just say that it's my favorite. It goes on really good, but it is, you know, a lot more expensive. So I honestly just feel like really all of the brands that I've used are really good. It just depends on how much you're willing to spend, because I've also used Young Nails. Young Nails is also really, really good. I've also used Glam and Glitz. They were really good. What other brands have I used? OPI. When I first started using it, I was getting a lot of lifting, which is why I switched to Mia Secret. But I haven't used it ever since. But it wasn't too bad. So I really don't have, you know, a favorite acrylic brand. I just kind of use what works for me. Yes, I'm using the Mia Secret monomer. Okay, so that's what this hand looks like. Let's see. I know someone said, do you like eye gel? I've never used eye gel. Uh, let's see. Can you put gel polish on top of regular polish? I don't, uh, I don't see why. Like, if you have regular nail polish off, I would say just go ahead and take the regular polish off and then do the gel polish. Like, I wouldn't do it on top. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the other hand. I'm going to go ahead and switch my paper towel out because you know, it's dirty. And because I kept, you know, touching it with my nail and it ripped, and I don't want to, you know, pull on it and then I spill my monomer, because trust me, it's happened plenty of times. The nail tips that I use are the same nail tips that I had on my website. Again, those will be back pretty soon once I restock, and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated here on YouTube and my Instagram. Okay, so same thing for the other hand. So I'm going to go ahead and do my pinky first because that one is going to be all pink, and y'all, like, please, if I struggle, don't judge me, but it's been a while, y'all. Just remember, it's been a while for me. Whew. I'm trying to get this little piece of acrylic that's at the end. There we go. This brush is from Alpha Brush. I'll be sure to leave the link down below for you guys if you're interested. Okay, I'm applying the one closer to the cuticle area. Patting it down and be really gentle, y'all. Y'all don't want to press down on the acrylic too hard because then it's going to cause the acrylic to dry up really easily. And then your nails are going to be really bumpy and lumpy. Ooh, y'all. The struggle is real right now. Y'all, it's okay if you struggle a little bit because then at the end you still be able to come through and make them, you know, look better. Okay. People keep calling me. Y'all, this pinky looks a mess. Okay, so Ashley, I would recommend just use brush cleaner. I found brush cleaner at my local nail supply store and it works a lot better because before I was using pure acetone, but it will dry out your brush. I know people were telling me all the time, like, don't use brush clean. I mean, don't use acetone, but I wasn't listening. And then I did notice that my brush was shedding a lot. And then I switched over to brush cleaner and I feel like it has some sort of conditioning, you know, treatment in there. So it leaves your brush really soft, and you can use any brush cleaner as long as you know, like you so you know, clean your brush off after each client. No, Alpha Brush is on, they're only on their website, which is alphabrush.com, but I'll be sure to leave the link down below for you guys because I have my own link. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do the white on the tips, and then I'll come back and do the pink afterwards. I would definitely recommend to, oh, sorry, I'm using the wrong one. I would definitely recommend to start off with a number 10. This is a number 10, and I like to use smaller brushes because, you know, I feel like when you use bigger brushes, you're able to pick up more product, and then, you know, you'll be able to, like, your nails could be thick, especially if you're a beginner. You don't want to work with too much product, and you guys know that I always say this. So I always recommend a number 10. I believe they're number 9, so are a little bit too small. So 10 would definitely be a really good size, but do keep in mind that all companies are different. All companies' sizes are different. But a number 10 from Alpha would be the perfect size for a beginner. I hope you guys can see. I'm trying to see. I'm placing my finger down on the table so I can get it on there good. Let me see. I'm going to move this over a little bit. There we go. Oops. I was sitting here trying to read a comment and dip my brush at the same time. Let's see. Okay, so somebody said, where can I get cheap acrylic? You don't want to get really cheap acrylic because a lot of it, when you buy cheap acrylic, it's well, I don't know that you would know this, but MMA, you want to make sure that when you order acrylic, it says either MMA free or it's EMA acrylic. Because if not, it's gonna dry super fast. It's not good for your nails, and it's actually illegal. For people to sell it because it's not supposed to be used on nails. It's too harsh for the nails. And that's what a lot of the little Amazon or eBay kits have in it. But I would definitely recommend, looking into Mia Secret. It's really affordable. Yes, it's a little bit more maybe than what you're wanting to spend, but trust me, if you use like the cheaper kind, like even like the Kiss products that they sell at Walmart, like it'll make you want to quit right then and there because they're so hard to work with. Like they make it nearly impossible for you to be able to do a good set. So I definitely would recommend you look into, something a little bit better. Yeah, Mia Secret, I've tried the Mia Secret brush cleaner as well, and that one works good. All of the promo codes that I have are, I'll post them down below, but I have one for Melody Susie. I don't have one for Alpha Brush. They don't do promo codes anymore. I have one for, I forgot y'all, but I'll post them down below for you guys. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the pink. Yes, I do have one for Model 1s, and it's either Natalie or Natalie 10. I can't remember. Y'all, I have so many that I can't keep track. Okay, so I'm doing the pink. Usually when I'm doing my right hand with my left hand, of course, it takes me a little bit longer because I'm having to like, really focus and be really careful so they can look good. But I know some people, they're always like, how can you do your right hand with your left hand? And y'all, trust me, it takes practice. I already went through, I mean, even now I still, cut myself sometimes. Like my one might be shaped a little funny or something, but it just takes practice. That's all. Let's see. I've been using Mia Secret for a while. I just bought this Valentino collection. The only reason why is because I was using the Mia Secret colored acrylics as well, but they're super tiny. They come like this, and I wanted colored acrylics, and I kind of wanted like a lot of them, like every color. And I looked at like different companies. I believe I looked at Vanessa's company. Who else? I think not Valentino, but Young Now. I was just looking at different companies that had like a full collection of colored acrylics that you could buy all together. And I messaged Vanessa about hers because I really wanted a lot of like neon colors, and I wanted to make sure that hers came with some, but I believe she didn't message me back in time, and I had already ordered this one because I'm really impatient when it comes to me wanting something. Like I want it right then and there. So I ended up going with Valentino. But Valentino is really good, don't get me wrong, but it is a little bit more expensive. So it's kind of one of these brands that you kind of just work your way up. Yes, if you have the money, of course, by all means go for it. But don't think that because I'm using Valentino, this is what you have to use. Again, Mia Secret is just as good. The little pots of acrylic are just a little bit smaller, the colored acrylic ones. And yeah, so I always say it's kind of like, I know the other day I explained it to somebody, and I was like, it's kind of like Michael Kors and Louis Vuitton. Like they're both really good. They do the same thing, but it's all about the name. So that's why one is more expensive. And I feel like that's a good explanation because I love Michael Kors, but then I also have, Louis Vuitton, but everybody, can't, just kind of what you can do. Just do what you can do. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the clear. I think it's this one. Yep. Yeah, I'm actually doing my right hand a lot better than I was expecting with this ombre. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, I whenever I know, sorry y'all, I'm really over here concentrated, but whenever like after each set to clean my brush, I literally just let it use this little small dapping dish. I fill that small dapping dish up with brush cleaner, and then I let it sit there for like 10 minutes. And like I said, I used to use acetone, but it will dry, you know, after a while it will dry your brush out and it'll start shedding. But you know, like for a while it was working for me, but then I noticed that I was messing up my brush, so I went and bought some brush cleaner. But whatever works for you is completely fine. Oh yeah, I'm almost done. I'm so happy. No, I think it would be good if you clean your brush off with acetone. I think, but just eventually, you know, if you keep doing it, it will dry out your brush. But for now, yes, I think it would definitely be good. Be good. Trust me, I did it for a while. And then also it could just be my brush that was messing up. But then also what I would do is like do a few drops of cuticle oil in my acetone whenever I clean my brush. That way, you know, it wasn't completely, you know, just acetone. It kind of moisturized my brush as well. And then also, sorry, not Mia Secret, but Alpha Brush sells like this brush conditioner that works really, really good. And it's literally conditioner or brush conditioner. I keep trying to dip my brush into the wrong dapping dish. Y'all, what's going on? I see somebody saying to calm down. I'm over here trying to hurry up and finish because I'm not able to, I'm sitting here concentrated on this. I can't read all the comments. Yeah, again, these are the acrylics by Valentino. I'm using the pink is blushing, the white is super white, and the clear is just clear. And the monomer is by Mia Secret. And a cheap good acrylic would definitely, that I recommend, would definitely be Mia Secret. It works really, really good, and it's pretty affordable. I know it's been pretty hard to get a hold of it lately, but y'all, like, this is the one that I definitely recommend for beginners. Yes, I'm using my Viva paper towels. Hold on, I was trying to use every little thing of monomer, so I had to add just a little bit in my dab and dish again. But I'm on my last finger and I'm just doing the clear. Kailandi, I think, I don't want to mispronounce your name, but the only other way would just to go ahead and use acetone for the moment to clean your brush. Thank you so much to do, thank you so much for those who are answering questions while I'm doing this. Again, I can't really see everyone's questions, and then I get so many comments that they go by so fast. Okay, so I'm done. So now, okay, so after I finish, I'm gonna go ahead and put my acrylics up, and I'll show you the names in a second again. I use the Madame Glam for my light. I use the Madame Glam Holly Light. Let's see. No, I didn't encapsulate the pink because they are core colors, so I didn't encapsulate those. This is what my UV light looks like. Again, it's from Madame Glam, and it's the Holly lamp, and it works really good for me. But again, the pink is the blushing pink, or blushing, from Valentino. We have the super white, and then also crystal clear. If you're allergic to acrylic, I would recommend using gel. You could always look into doing gel. Even, I don't know about polygel or dip. You could try those and see if those work. Okay, but now that I put my products up, I'm going to go in with my brush cleaner. And this is just brush cleaner from my local nail supply store. They sell it in this little small bottle for like $8. So now I just fill my my dab and dish up. And then I'm just gonna let my brush sit in here for like 10 minutes, and I just let it sit in here like this. I lean my brush up against something over here, and I just let it sit there. I'm just gonna sit it right here in front of me for now, but I'm gonna lean it up against my dust brush if it'll stay, and just leave it there for 10 minutes, and that's all. Like, that's literally all. Once it's been 10 minutes, I grab my brush and I wipe it off, and then I kind of just do this with my fingers to where it's nice and flat, and then I let it sit there, so next time when I'm ready to use it again, it's nice and clean. So that's all I do to clean my brush. I know people were asking that, but that's all I do. But anyways, now again, we finished doing the acrylic. So now I'm going to go ahead and reshape the nails. So I'm going to use the same 100 nail file. And I'm going to go in and reshape the nails. So same thing, going in at a 90-degree angle. The same thing that we did at the very beginning, except for this time it's not going to take nearly as long because it's already that coffin shape. We just want to redefine that shape, because once we apply the acrylic, it kind of takes away from the shape, or you'll have those little rough edges. So this is going to just, you know, bring us back that perfect shape that we want. But again, all about the angle in which you hold your file. And you always want to make sure you go in and reshape the nails, because if not, your nails, like I'll show you, but after you apply the acrylic, it kind of rounds off your nails. And we want them super, super straight. Just like that. Let's see. How do you not cut yourself? Okay, so when you're shaping, you want to make sure that you hold the side of your nail, like right here. Because if you put too much pressure right there, you will cut yourself. Now, every now and then, I think over here I did cut myself. But like every now and then it will happen. But just make sure that you hold that skin back. And then also don't put too much pressure right there. You want to put that pressure towards the tip when you're filing. So that's one thing that you can do. So same thing, filing both sides at a 90-degree angle, as well as the free edge. And then if you need to hold your finger at the edge of the table, that's completely fine as well. Somebody said, how do you make your own acrylic? Girl, I don't know, but when you do find out, let me know, because I'm trying to do the same. People, like, when it comes to that, like, you know, making your own acrylics or whatever, or like having your own acrylic line, like people don't want to share, you know. I understand, you know, you do your own research, but you know how that goes. But I honestly don't know. I want to, you know, that's something that I want to start maybe next year. But for now, like, I just have to do my research. I just haven't really had time to just sit back and, you know, put my time into that. But that's something that I just have to do. Okay, so you can definitely tell the difference from, you know, before and after we reshape the nails. So as you can see, after we apply the acrylic, you know, it leaves rough edges, and I'm pretty sure you guys can see that. And then after we reshape them, you know, it gets rid of that. Again, I think I mentioned this earlier, but the website, I don't have a date on it just yet. You know, with the coronavirus and everything, you know, I'm scared to order, you know, make a big order and then I don't get some stuff, because the last time I ordered stuff was right when the coronavirus started, and a lot of my things did not get here. I don't know if they got lost or what, but I did not get a lot of my products, so that was a big loss that I had to take, which is why the website is taking a lot longer to, you know, for me to restock it. But as soon as everything kind of clears up, and, you know, like once my schedule get back on track, you know, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. As you can see, holding your finger on the edge of the, I was about to say the edge of the bed, the edge of the table, is really helpful. So that's what it looks like after I reshape this hand. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other one. So remember, y'all, if you don't want to cut yourself, make sure that you hold your skin back on the sides. So you don't cut yourself. Okay, so someone just said, what's the difference between a cosmetology license and a nail license? So with a cosmetology license, you're able to cut hair, you're able to do makeup, you're able to color hair, you're able to do, you know, basically nails, hair, nails, and skin. With your nail license, all you're able to do is just strictly nails. And that's it. That's the difference. Again, cosmetology, you're able to do hair, nail, and makeup. With your nail license, you are only licensed to do nails. So I actually have my cosmetology license. So if I wanted to do, you know, hair, makeup, I can, and I wouldn't have to go back to school. But for someone that only has their nail license and they wanted to start doing hair, they would have to go back to school to get their cosmetology license. So if it's something that, you know, like if hair and makeup is something that you're interested in, I would say just go ahead and, you know, get your cosmetology license. That way you don't have to go back to school. Okay. Yeah, I really like this length that I did. I thought they were going to be too short at first, but I think they're a pretty good size. Not too long or too short. Someone says, so if you go to cosmetology school, does the hours apply for a state board for you to get your nail license? Does that make sense? Okay, no. When you're doing cosmetology, those hours go only toward your cosmetology license. So when you take your state board, you have your cosmetology license, which with your cosmetology license, you can do nails. You can. But whenever you are doing your nail, you know, like going to nail school, those hours will go towards your, you know, nail tech license. So when you take your test, it will only be nails and you'll be licensed to do only nails. Whenever I took, it's a lot different now. Whenever I took my state board test, it was for cosmetology and we didn't have to do any nails for the state board. It was just, y'all, it's been what? It's been a few years since I took it, but I know it was like, you know, we had to do like a not a whole perm, but it was a paper and it told us exactly what we had to do. So it was like hair color, retouch, you know, virgin, relaxer, things like that. And it was like different parts of the head mannequin was different things. And I know it was a haircut, but they really focus on sanitation. So like if you drop your comb or something, they'll watch you to make sure that you don't use it again, that you dispose of it how you're supposed to, you know, to disinfect it. And they you know, are big on that. Let's see. To get my cosmetology license, it's just different. It just depends on what school you go to. Again, for me, I did it in high school and then I had to go off to college and finish. So it took me 3 years, but that's only because I did it that way because, I mean, it was free, so why not? But if you go to like a regular cosmetology school, it takes like not even a year. And then it also just depends on how often you go. I know for me, we would go Monday through Friday from 3 to 9. So we were doing, you know, a full day of, you know, with our hours. So it just depends on, you know, what their schedule is. And then remember that all states are different. Our state requires that we have 1,200 hours in order to get our license. A lot of states are different. Some require more, some require less. So you would just have to, you know, do your research basically in your state and see how long it takes. Or you can even just call around, you know, different schools and ask them. The monomer, somebody said, how can you get rid of this monomer smell? The only thing you can do, I have an air purifier, which I got from Amazon. You can use that. That helps a little bit with the smell, but also I would say keep a door or window open and a fan going so it kind of keeps your air circulating and getting the smell out. But even then, the monomer, you know, is so strong that it's kind of hard to, you know, do that. But you kind of just get used to it. Lindsay, you can use whatever size brush you feel comfortable using. If an 8 is good enough for you, that is completely fine. All right, y'all. But now we're going to go ahead and go in with the with the fine drill bit. This is a ceramic drill bit, and I'm gonna use this to file down or file the nails to make sure that they're all nice and smooth. As you can see, they all look pretty good, but I also still have to go in and seal around the cuticle area. So as always, I go from the right side all the way over to the left side, going back and forth until I'm able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way I know that I am not going to get any lifting at all. Trust me, this is the most important step when doing acrylic nails, because if you don't do this correctly, you will get lifting. And sometimes even when you feel like you're doing it right, if you're still getting lifting and you're, applying the right size tips, you're doing everything else right, but you still get lifting, most likely you're not doing this correctly, because if you leave any little gaps in between your natural nail and the acrylic, you will get lifting. Okay, I can't read comments right now, but as soon as I'm done with this, I'll be sure to answer any other questions that you guys may have, but I don't want to cut myself. But again, this is a extra fine drill bit, and I'll be sure to leave all of the links down below for you guys. So same thing on all of them, going from the right side all the way over to the left side. Get as close as you can to that cuticle to make sure that it's nice and sealed. You don't want, again, any gaps in between the natural nail and the acrylic, because if not, any little moisture, water, anything that gets trapped underneath the nail is going to cause your nail to lift. Odorless monomer. Somebody asked about odorless monomer. I try. Okay, so I have one that's by me is secret, and that one you have to cure. And then the other one that I have by No Supply Glamour, that one didn't say that you had to cure it, and it did take like a super long time for it to dry. I think I can't remember what people were telling me to do. I think someone told me that if you add a few drops of acetone to the monomer, like it'll help it dry a lot faster. I didn't try that, but if you try that, that may work. I know it works with like the regular monomer. If you add acetone to, if your acrylic is too runny, if you add a little bit of acetone to your monomer, like just a few drops, it will help the monomer from being, or the acrylic from being so runny. So it might help with the monomer, with the odorless monomer. Okay. So I finished filing all of my nails. So as you can see, you're able to see where my cuticle is, where my natural nail is, and where my acrylic is. That way I know that the acrylic is not on the skin, and that's how they all should look. As you can see on this other hand, you're not really able to see where all those three things is. So that's why I have to go in and file them. So we're going to do the same thing on this other hand. And sorry, I forgot to mention, but I'm using it at 10,000 RPMs for this one, just a little bit below 10,000 RPMs. And again, this is the Melody Susie nail drill. Candy, yes, this one is a really good drill. I do highly recommend it. Helena, I've never actually used it. So I honestly couldn't even tell you about it. I know nothing. I think I know what you're talking about, but I've never used them. So same thing, going around the cuticle area from the right side all the way over to the left side. Of course, I'm having to be a little bit more careful because I don't want to cut myself, but then also making sure that I file the rest of the nail. No, the drill bits that I'm using, these are from Amazon. They do sell some, which I do have them. I just don't know where they are. But if you find some drill bits on Melody Susie's website, that's completely fine as well. A lot of them are really similar. The only thing is that Melody Susie sells them in like little sets, and a lot of the time, you guys know that I only use like this fine one, an extra coarse drill one, and a lot of the drill bits that they sell in the little kits I don't need. So I didn't want to buy something that I, wasn't gonna use. So I just buy mine individually on Amazon. I mean, yeah, on Amazon. The drill is on 10,000 RPMs. Whenever you're doing this, you want to make sure that, you don't press down too much. Remember that, if you do, like, the drill is going to cause friction and it's going to cause your nail to burn. So just work with it really lightly. Like, again, not pressing down too hard. Poly gel would definitely be, you know, something that beginners, you know, could pick up. That would probably be a little bit easier. I would definitely say to give it a try if you're interested. You know, it's not that expensive. I just reviewed one yesterday, which was the model ones. I would say just, you know, see how it works for you. But it probably just like anything else is gonna take a little bit of practice. Okay. So I finished filing all of them. The only thing, let's see. This one seems a little bit wider than the rest. So I'm going to go in and just file it in just a little bit. Just like that. Sorry, I could have been using my dust collector, but it's a little bit loud. So I didn't, you know, I didn't want it to be too loud because I think you guys could already hear the lawnmower outside. I think it's my neighbor. But anyways, now I'm going to go in with a buffer. Make sure that you use a new buffer on each client. Again, sorry I can't see everyone's questions. I'm literally doing my nails you know, I can't read the comments. Let's see. She said, I have the Melody Susie and I love the drills with the little ball on the end. Do you use those? No, the only drill bit that I use for around the cuticle is this one, which was the ceramic fine drill bit. I've actually never used any of the cuticle the cuticle drill bits, but you know, some I could definitely look into them. Okay, so now I'm just going in and buffing all of my nails. And this is going to just make sure that we get rid of any of the scratches left on the nail from the hand file and the e-file. So just buff them really, really good. The best tip for anyone that wants to do nails is just practice, y'all. It takes so much practice. It's not something that's going to come to you overnight. You know, just be patient, practice, and, you know, if it's something that you really, really like, make sure that you're dedicated. Because trust me, it's going to be times where you're going to want to give up, but, you know, you just have to keep going. Someone said, can you use a drill for polygel? You can. You just have to be really, really careful because the polygel will file off really easily. I know it did for me when I tried it the first time. Someone said, she said, I just wanted to let you know that I bought the Melody Susie e-file and not wasting my money. I tried taking the acrylic off with it and I couldn't. Plus, it stopped working 48 hours after the first. What drill bit were you using? Because I've been using mine since last June, and a lot of people that I know that I've recommended it to, I love it. So maybe you just weren't using the correct drill bit to remove acrylic, because to remove or file acrylic, you use the extra coarse drill bit, not any of the ones that come with it. If you used any of the drill bits that come with it, like, no, I don't even use those. Yes, Luz Garcia, yes, you do have to gently buff the natural nails whenever you're applying gel polish. It's just to, you know, remove the shine, because just like when you're applying acrylics, if you don't remove the shine, you know, those oils are left on your nails, and, you know, the gel polish will come off really easily. For feels okay, so to remove the gel, like to remove gel polish or fall down acrylic, I recommend the extra coarse drill bit, or actually the safety extra coarse drill bit, which looks like this. As you can see, the top of it is round, so whenever you're filing around a cuticle area, you're not going to cut anyone because it is coarse. Again, I use this one to file down acrylic and to remove gel polish on acrylic nails. This one, which is the fine ceramic drill bit, I use this one to file down the acrylic after I finish applying it. This one is just going to smooth out the acrylic. It's not going to really remove any acrylic. So if I wanted to remove gel polish or file down acrylic, I would not use this one. You need something that's a lot more coarse. This one right here, this one you use to just remove the shine from the natural nail. And these three are the only drill bits that I use. Again, you know, people are different. People like different things. These are the ones that I like. If you have something that you like better, that's completely fine. But those are the three that I use. Again, the buffer is to just get rid of any of the shine left on the nail from, you know, the hand file or the e-file. You can feel on your nails, and if they feel like, once they feel smooth, then, you know, you're good to go. But if you feel on them right after you apply the acrylic and they're you know, they're gonna be rough, so that's why you have to go in and do the buffer. And the buffers, you can find these on Amazon. These are the 180 buffers, and they work really good. And these you use some or get a new one for each client, as well as your hand files. So these I'll throw away after each client. You don't want to reuse buffers or hand files on any of your clients. But now I'm done buffing my nails. So now I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my station, get rid of all of this dust. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands. And sorry y'all, my brush definitely been in here for longer than 10 minutes. I forgot about it. But see, my brush still been sitting in the brush cleaner. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe it off. And then with my fingers, I'm just gonna smooth it out. And then I'm gonna just let it, you know, dry over here. And next time I'm ready to use it, it's gonna be nice and flat. So that's all you wanna do to clean your brush. You don't have to do anything else. Just literally let it soak in brush cleaner, or if you want to use acetone, just make sure that you know, don't leave it in there for too long, and that's it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so I just washed my hands. So now the only thing that I'm gonna do is add bling to my pinkies. Of course, I always gotta have my bling. So I'm gonna use my crystals from Sky Beads. And I'm gonna do those again on my pinkies. And before that, I'm gonna do the color Harp on It by Color Club, which is the color that I always use on you know, before I do my bling. And it's like a holographic silver polish that matches the crystals. That way, if anything falls off, it won't be so noticeable. Let me see, I'm gonna do that on both of them. Oops. Okay, just like that. And then I do have my cleanup brush, which I got on Amazon, and I think whenever you go to it now, it says that it's unavailable, but I got it from Amazon, and it's just a cleanup brush, and it looks like this. Okay, So I'm going to let that dry for just a few seconds before I actually go in with the glue. And for my glue, I'm going to be using my Soleil nail adhesive. I actually just ordered 2 more, but I still have some of this. Thank you so much. Who is that? My Life on the Hills. Thank you so much for that. Lily, when that happens is because the drill is like going too slow. So it I think I know what you're talking about when you're filing and it kind of slips. I had, when I was using, like when I first started, I had like this little cheap drill and I used to do that all the time. So then I changed drills and that never happened to me again. Okay, so I have my crystals here and then let's see. And then I'm going to use my wax pencil to apply this. For polygel, like I said, I never really use polygel a lot. If you use a drill, just make sure that you don't use it, you know, on the speed, like don't use it too fast because you will file away too much of the polygel. And also make sure that you use like a fine or extra fine, what am I saying? Drill bit, sorry. The polish, again, the polish that I am using is Harp on It by Color Club, and it's just the holographic polish. Let's see. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply the glue. And I'm using, again, my AB crystals from Sky Beads. And these are the SS6 and the SS12 AB crystals. Let's see. And I always alternate between the 2 different sizes. I do a big one, then small, then big, then small. And I just, you know, do that until I fill in the entire nail. Yeah, I have to do my toes too, but I do not feel like it. I'm going to add, you'll be able to tell when the glue is starting to dry up because the bling won't stick. So just, you know, go in and add another little dot wherever you need it. Alrighty, so just like that. So as you can see, really shiny. Okay, the wax pencil is literally just wax and you just sharpen it like a regular pencil and the bling just sticks to the wax and you just apply it on there. But now I'm going to go in. You can either use the Mia Secret activator spray, but I'm going to use the Hurry Up spray, which you can find on Amazon. And this just helps dry the glue a lot faster because it is a gel resin, which means that the glue is a lot thicker. But I'm just going to use this one. But make sure you spray it away from your working area because if not, it's going to dry the other. It's kind of going to stay in the air. And then when you apply it on the other finger, it's going to dry up like right away. So make sure that you spray. And I just do a little bit. Let's see, and then after that I'm gonna go in with my top coat and I'm gonna apply the Madam Glam No Wipe top coat, and I'm gonna apply that on these other 4 fingers. Again, the spray, it just helps the glue dry a lot faster because the glue is thicker. It's kind of like a gel. You don't cure it, you just, you know, spray that spray, or you can also get the Mia Secret activator spray, which you can find on her website as well, which is Soleil on Instagram. But yeah, that's what I use. And either or works good. I think the bottle just lasts longer than the little Mia Secret ones. Yeah, I think I did pretty good with my ombre. Yeah, she had just ran out, and then as soon as she restocked, I bought some. But it's a really good glue. Like sometimes it's kind of like the bottles will mess up to where like the top of the bottle will get stuck, and it's really hard to open. But it's still a really good glue. Alrighty, so I did get some top coat on the cuticle area, so I'm just gonna go in and clean that up. Okay, and then after this, I'm gonna go ahead and put them under the light for 60 seconds, and then again, I'm using the Madam Glam Holly Light. It looks like I have like little dust in my nail, so I'm trying to brush that out. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put it under the light for 60 seconds. There we go. But thank you. I'm almost done, so I just want to thank you all for tuning in with me. I know it's been a while since I last did my nails. But again, once I start back working, which will be Monday, I'm gonna be able to get, back on my regular schedule of posting Monday through Friday. But yeah. The Big Bondini. Somebody said, "What about the Big Bondini?" I used the Big Bondini for a while. The only thing about that was that it dried up really, really fast. And then also like it would get stuck, like the top of the bottle would get stuck really easily as well. So I stopped using that one. And I think right after that, people recommended the Soleil one, so that's why I started using that one. But it works good. If it, if the Big Bondini works for you, that's completely fine. Okay, so it's been 60 seconds and that's what my nails look like. Yeah, them crystals are so shiny. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other hand. So same, just applying the bling with the Soleil nail adhesive and then applying the Madam Glam gel top coat on all of the nails. I'm gonna add a little bit more glue. I can tell that it's starting to dry up. So just brush it on there. Sorry, y'all, this pan is taking me a little bit longer. Let's see, but I'm almost done. Okay, so I'm done with this one. So now I'm just going to go ahead and spray the hurry up spray. And again, that's just going to dry the glue a lot faster. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I got in my mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and put these crystals up. I do have a promo code for Sky Beads. So I'll be sure to leave that link in the promo code down below for you guys. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and do the Madam Glam. Sorry, the Madam Glam top coat. Hold on. I feel like, I guess I scratched my face and it's like makeup on the tip. So let me wipe that off. And then I'm just using an alcohol wipe. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and place this hand under the light for 60 seconds as well. Brianna, I wouldn't recommend using your like if it's an acrylic brush, I wouldn't recommend it because you don't want to mess it up, but any small brush that you have is completely fine. Grippers by Lucy. I think the key to being, posting on YouTube is, or growing your YouTube, is just consistency. I always say that, just being consistent, posting as much as you can, and that's really the biggest thing. Right now I'm just using the brush cleaner to clean around my cuticle area, but usually I use acetone, but I already had a little bit of brush cleaner, sitting there. No. Okay, so the nail glue, I know some people use nail glue. I would say for like their bling, I would say whatever works for you is completely fine. As long as the bling stay on your nail, like it don't matter what you use, whether it's Gorilla Glue, whatever, KDS glue, it doesn't matter as long as they stay for you. I wouldn't recommend doing a top coat because it's gonna take away the shine. Like they're not gonna be shiny at all. So I would not do that. Shanna, no, I'm not. Yeah, never put top coat on your bling. It will take away the shine. Now, before I used to do it like around the sides, not actually on the bling, but just around the sides to kind of seal them, but I don't even do that anymore. Yes, you can use any little small, as long as it's just a small brush to clean around the cuticle area. Okay, so I cured this other hand for 60 seconds. So now I'm going to go ahead and put all of my stuff up. So again, I use the Madame Glam No White Top Coat, which I do have a promo code for them. I use the Soleil Nail Adhesive. As you can see, that's one thing. Like, once you open it back up, it's going to be really close or very hard to close it back up. And then I use the Harp on It by Color Clip Polish to for the base for the bling. And that's pretty much it. So let's see, I'm just going to do a little bit of cuticle oil. Ooh. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm just going to do a little bit of cuticle oil. Somebody asked about a nail drill. The one I've been using is the Melody Susie one. And before that, I was using a one by Macard on Amazon, and it stopped working after a while. Like, it literally just gave out. And honestly, before that, I was using another little cheap one that stopped working as well. So this one's the one that has worked for me the longest without having any issues whatsoever. So I do recommend this one. But if anybody else know of a really good nail drill that you recommend, let us know. Okay, so I did get some of that cuticle oil on my nails, so I'm going to go in with a alcohol wipe and just wipe it off. And for those of you that are just now joining, I am done now, but I'll be sure to save the live so you guys can go back and watch it. But yeah, so here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoy. They turned out really pretty, not too long, not too much or anything, really cute and simple. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNailDirty2. And I will see you guys next time. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll be doing the house tour video probably today. But if not, make sure that you follow me on Instagram so you are up to date with everything that, I do. Everything is kind of just random. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. And again, I'll be sure to save this video so anyone that is just not joining can watch it later. But I'll see you guys next time, and bye bye.